Hits and Crits. This video is brought to you by Asmodee and Fantasy Welt.
What's up, Hits and Crits family? Welcome to a new episode, an international episode again. This time on the in Canada, and we have the Great Canadian Open now. So also a tournament which we supported in December. So I'm very happy to have Clarence here, who's not only the TO, also scored quite high. So you performed quite well. I saw you fifth. You went in fifth, I guess. So you played well and organized a great tournament. So thanks for bringing all of this together. And we're going to talk about this awesome tournament in Canada today. Clarence, great to have you.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for all of your support. I do want to give you a big shout out because the amount of prize support and promotion you helped us with was tremendous, and it really helped energize the community. So thank you so much, Chris.
Sure. Okay, so let's jump in. So the Great Canadian Open, give me a rundown on what kind of tournament is this? How did it go? How long is it? How many players? You know, all the basics.
Yeah, no problem. So the Great Canadian Open is a long-standing event that I've run in Ontario. The first event was actually online during COVID times, but I always had the vision of creating a large-scale tournament for Song in Canada. And year after year, it slowly grew from 16 players to 20 players to 24 players and so on. And recently, I've partnered with the local shop run by Lionel Miranda at X Planet Games, and he runs a very large event called TGX, which stands for the Tabletop Gaming Expo, and he hosts several game systems, the big ones, of course, being 40K, Age of Sigmar. And since I'm a regular at the shop, he said, hey, I know you run lots of Song events. Do you want to run a Song event at TGX? And I said, of course, I'd love to. It's a huge space, very nice space. So we held it this year at the Smallers Building in Mississauga. It was a 2-day event, 5 games. We had a hope to get 32 players. Pretty standard Song, 2-list format, player pick terrain, all that kind of stuff. I tend to keep the Great Canadian Open as a fairly vanilla tournament. And then the in-store events we run at this shop, we might switch it up and do Chimera-style lists or team events or that kind of stuff. But for the Open, I like to keep it pretty vanilla.
Cool. As you like you just said, players pick terrain. Just an interesting side note: I just went to Denmark, the Danish nationals. So just two weeks ago, I've went there as a player, and what they do for years now is quite interesting. So they have the Nordic terrain pick or whatever they call it. But basically, what they do is you can only pick one terrain piece each. So just one. You cannot put 2 corpse piles or whatever. So you can just pick one. Then you can also just place one on the middle line. The second one needs to be 3 inches out of the middle line. So that basically leads to quite asymmetric play fields. And a lot of variety and new battlefields you are probably not used to. Because normally when you just keep the players decide, you end up with 2 Werewoods, 2 Corpse Piles, you know the stuff, or 2 Stakes or whatever. So you end with certain scenarios. I really like that. So and they're doing that for years in each and every tournament. May it be competitive, may it be vanilla, whatever they do. But that was highly interesting, I felt. So this is something we might pick up. Yeah. That was cool.
Yeah, I think terrain is a really interesting topic in tournaments because do you choose player pick? Do you do the battlefield layouts? There's a real player preferential for one or the other, and I'm a stickler. I tend to follow whatever like cmon sets out as like an official capacity. However, I have heard some really good formats similar to the one you mentioned. I believe in the States in Chicago they do something similar where each player picks one, but then each player also randomizes a piece as well. So it forces you to adapt a little bit with some control over the terrain of it. So it's a cool compromise. And
Yeah.
I think it's honestly better than player pick or layouts per se. But again, I'm a stickler to the official format, so I tend to follow it a bit slavishly.
Yeah, there are a lot of people saying that, you know, there is a strategic aspect in the player being able to pick two of whatever he wants. So this strategic element should stay in the game. So I can, you know, I can live with both. I'm just saying it was highly interesting, and it generated more interesting battlefields in the end. So that was interesting.
For sure.
All right. So location. Location is always a big topic when doing tournaments. How did you come up with this location? I heard there is like you have partners in crime with it, but why this location? What was the best about it? And I'm also really eager to hear about how did the streaming go, about all the tables set up, the experience as a player, and also the player's high seneschal pick. An idea which just came from you, and I felt it was highly interesting. So please guide us through what happened to the players.
No problem. So a bit about the venue. So last year, TGX was held in a hotel conference room, and each game system had their own place. So for Song, we had our own little private area, which is very nice. And I think for whatever reason, their contract changed, and the main organizer said, we need to find a new venue. And they found this venue here. It was very spacious, very, very spacious, but every game was held in one large area. So it did make hearing very difficult as everyone's talking and yelling at the same time. And certainly by the end of the first day, as a player and as a TO, my voice was completely shot and destroyed. So sound was a bit of an issue because you had to yell, but nothing serious otherwise. So interestingly, you know, the night before the event, we had 24 people signed up, and then at the crack of midnight, somebody signed up and registered, which meant we had an odd amount. And the community here, while strong, is also small. So I don't have any other volunteers, anyone to step in for me. So I was prepared to play as the ringer. And I had been painting my Brotherhood, for 3 months, 4 months.
Yeah, we all seen that. We all seen that. Pretty cool format.
Yeah.
yeah.
In preparation for this, so I had them ready to roll. But it meant that I also had to wear the hat of the player. I had to become the tournament organizer. I had to be the rules judge. I had to be the timekeeper. So I was just doing everything at the same time. So I was very, very busy, very, very tired. And as much as I was the ringer, the competitive part of me also doesn't want to roll over. I was definitely trying my best each round to win and go as far as I could. So that was fun. And then you generously donated to us 10 high seneschals, and I wanted to have a cool way to distribute them to the community. So I thought of a fun way to do it, which was the high seneschals request. So I printed out a scroll-like piece of paper ×5 on each table, and I told the players at the start of the event, at the end of the round, I want you to write down the most epic thing that happened during your game. Because let's be honest, I think every game has an epic moment where you roll a bunch of crits, or you crit fail, panic at a critical time, something insane happens. So it was really entertaining to read these stories. And I think at first, half the crowd was into it, half the crowd was like, ugh, one more thing to do. But the second you start talking with your opponent, you reminisce over those crazy moments. So I think a lot of people had a lot of fun. I want to give a shout out to Cameron from London in particular. He, I think, must be an English professor or something, because he wrote literally like a chapter's worth of stories, as well written as George R. R. Martin himself. It was really epic to read his stories. I'll share with you the most epic moment that I can remember. So it was Boltons versus Free Folk, and the Bolton player shoots and charges Mag with Bastard Girls and cripples Mag down to one single wound. The Free Folk player does something unimportant. The Bolton player then uses the crown to zap Mag, successfully kills him. Mag, of course, on death, swings
again,
kills about 6 of the Bastard Girls upon death. and then it triggers a card as well. I don't remember what card. I think it's called Last of Their Kind, maybe, where another giant gets to activate.
Yeah.
So another giant gets to activate, charges the bastard girls, kills them all, plays Overrun, and overruns into Flayed Men, and then cripples them. All on the Bolton player's crown activation. So now it's the Free Folk player's activation again. The giant activates, swings, and kills the Flayed Men. So for killing Mag, he lost 2 of his own units as a response. So it was just such a crazy swing. They definitely had to win the high essential that particular round.
Yeah. That's pretty crazy. Like I've seen a similar story with actually two overruns in hand. So overrun. So right, charge, kill, overrun, go into something small like a dog, like right. Went into a wolf, killed him 2, overrun again, and so did like three things in a row, but didn't kill the last one.
Right.
Thank God. But yeah.
Right.
It interesting as well.
That's nuts. And at the end of the first day, as tradition, we also had a big dinner, and I made sure to invite as many groups as possible because most people from out of town. While you're gonna, have dinner with your friends, it's way funner to sit and chat with people you don't really get to see very often. So we all went to a pub and we had a big table. I couldn't seat all of us, unfortunately, so there was a group sitting on their own, but I tried to bounce around and make sure we spoke and connect and all that kind of stuff. So that was really cool. I was exhausted, and some people who we invited said, I can't make it. I'm too tired. I'm going to go home and just crash, which is fine. But we still had probably 16-ish players come out and have dinner and hang out, and that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I also feel like when we do tournaments, there's always this, we always plan with a social aspect to it. So like a dinner or a get-together somewhere. So we're always trying to find this spot where everyone can just head over without any big logistics. So they can just head over and have a great time all together. Because I feel a lot of people, when they drive, some players have a pretty big drive, right? To reach this location or to attend a tournament. Yeah. So there should be a social aspect, because like in the end, when you drop everything, and especially when you think about the current state of the game or the current state of the company providing the game, this what we do, all of us, this community building and the social aspect is what holds this all together, and which does these amazing things, like you organizing such a great event, or like this social aspect of it. So I'm really thankful that each and everyone sees that, or has the same view on this, to not only say, hey, we play and then we go home, right? So yeah. No, it's part of the fun is the hangout afterwards. Yeah, so we see some players here. I can probably talk about each. Yeah. You go. I can talk about each person if you want to like switch and stop. So sure. So I guess right there I can. Yeah, let's start here. That is my good buddy Jay. I've filmed a lot of battle reports with Jay. Jay and I go way back, decades back, playing Warhammer Fantasy. I took me forever to convince him to try and play Song. He was kind of stubborn and didn't want to get into it. But once he got into it hard, and he's become one of my most regular opponents, and a great person to talk to about the game and play test against and bounce ideas off of. So he's a great guy, very competitive, and just a good guy in general. So great player. Great. This is Elliot from London, and he is one of their more active players, and it was really great to see the London crowd come. And I've seen him in the chat group, so I'd never met him before, so it's great to put a face to the name. So this is Elliot from London. Awesome. Just a second. There we go. And this is Brian. Brian's from our local shop, X Planet, and he plays several factions, and he's a bit of a masochist because he's been playing Boltons for a long time, even when they were bad. I think they've stabilized quite a bit now, but they are. He's just a fan, so he stuck with them, and he brought them to the tournament. I like that. Did pretty well. Great. Loyalist. We obviously Chris. We obviously know Chris. Yeah. Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, this is Chris Cullen, the Hedge Knight himself,
who has his own wicked YouTube channel. He just recently had a kid, so it's slowed down a little bit in terms of production, but he makes, in my opinion, some of the best battle reports on the internet. Great production value, voiceovers, graphics, etc., etc. And I want to like congratulate him on the big win, coming in first place. I think he's always played well, and I think a big change that happened this time around was he was able to sort of take his time and think his game out a little bit more. I've heard that sometimes he's gotten upset at a dice roll perhaps that went south and at a critical moment, and it throws him off his game. But this time around, he's able to sort of take it all in stride, keep calm, keep his cool, keep his eye on the prize, and win it out. So he played my buddy Rich, who will be later on, and they played in the Lannister mirror match at the end and had an epic game where they simultaneously popped their Tywin bombs, popped their turncoats. So everything's turned off, everything's damaged, everything's taken hits. He charged through a bog with a weakened token, was still able to do enough damage to Tyrion's crossbows to kill them off after the Tywin bomb, and that put him in the lead. I think from what I heard, that was the TSN turning point. So good on him for sticking through and carrying it out.
Cool. Third place.
Here's my buddy Rich. And before I forget, yeah, Chris also was a big part in bringing his community to Toronto. He's from Ottawa-Gatineau, which is about 4 hours away. So for him to rally 3-4 people to come down meant a lot to me, and I really thank him for that. He's also the main organizer of Canadian Nationals, so I consider him to be like my battle brother in terms of organizing events in Canada. So just a good dude overall. Back to Rich. So Rich is one of my close friends, and he is a Lannister expert. He doesn't play online much anymore, but old school players might know him as Endline. He used to play in all the big events back in the day, and he's still a threat. Despite having relatively no practice, he was still able to climb to the finals and face Chris in a very tough one-on-one. So I still stand by the fact that if I ever see Rich playing, I'll always put my money on him. I think that he cannot sleep on him no matter how little practice he might get. He also came to the event after his birthday on Friday, and apparently his family and friends took him out drinking, and he was quite hungover the next day, but he still was able to perform and compete and do well.
That's impressive.
So this is Gordy, and Gordy traveled the furthest. So he lives in Halifax, which is the east coast of Canada. He had to fly down, and so I'm really thankful he made the effort to make it out. Gordy is also an old school player, part of the community. I think he's most famous nowadays for running a lot of team events online. And also he has his own podcast, Between Two Werewoods, where he interviews players and talks about the performance and the state of the game and that kind of stuff. Super nice guy. Because I'm so interested in running a team event for next year, he also is a great soundboard for bouncing ideas off of and just getting inspiration ideas and how to run properly. So Gordy was great, and he came in second, and he also won Best Greyjoy, which is great because he's from the East Coast of the Maritimes, which is all about the ocean and boats.
That's fitting.
So very appropriate.
Yeah, I met Gordy at the Invitational last year, right? With the Stats Invitational, he was there, and the most funny thing was I didn't know. Carlos said he became most most friendly player or best sportsmanship, whatever. So he got this award. Best sportsman, and I was like, okay, I will give him the full hits and crits mat then. But what I didn't know at this certain moment was that he won so much other stuff, totally random stuff. So he actually needed to buy a suitcase in Manchester somewhere to get all the stuff abroad. So that was quite funny because he picked so much stuff up at the Invitational, but nobody really aligned on what he's getting. So everyone was like, yeah, he gets that. He gets that. Yeah, and he gets this from Hits and Crits, and he gets this from Carlo, and this from whatever. So in the end, he was full of all of these prizes and whatever giveaways, and so he needed a suitcase to bring that along. So that's pretty cool.
That's funny. That's funny.
All right. Okay, so again, amazing group of people. And I only because I seen it once. This guy on the left here who looks away. This one in the with the
Yeah.
vest. This is Shane from Boardman Gaming. I spotted you, man.
Yes.
So
Yes.
so here he is with the
Yes.
glasses. Let's stop here. Oh, and now he's hiding again here with the glasses here, right next to Clarence. This is Shane from Boardman Gaming. So he also attended. That's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he comes every year. He comes every year to the GCO. He went to nationals. So, like, I really
Yeah.
thank him for his ongoing support. I know he produces tons of amazing fan content for the game,
Yeah.
House Aaron content that's on the build right now. But he actually still plays. You know, like he actually plays a real game too and enjoys it. So it's great to see him come out every single time.
What list did he bring? I mean, since he cannot play his own stuff.
Free folk.
Free folk. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, lots
Cool.
of free folk. And he told me that my video series inspired him to finish painting the last drips and drabs for the event. He
Absolutely.
said, how can I not bring a fully painted army after watching you paint a whole Brotherhood army over that time? I know that we skipped some pictures here, but 2 players came from the province of Quebec as well, which is like one province over, and both of them had to make a super long trip. One of them, Alex, flew from his little city all the way to Toronto, and he spent a lot of resources to come along with his friend Phil as well. So I was really thankful for the representation, and it really also in a way legitimizes the event in a certain way, because the Quebec players are some of the strongest players in all of the country. And they're part of a particular club, the Lords of War, who Sam Stoll, who won American Nationals, is part of. And they're all club mates and group mates, and they talk and chat all the time. So there's Phil right now coming by. So it was really great to have representation from Quebec as well. And we're good friends. We chat a lot as well, and we speak a lot. So it was really nice to see them come out.
Cool. All right. So on the whole tournament, was there anything in particular what you wanna recommend to other tournament organizers? Is there anything you want to tell the people?
Yeah,
because
I think.
Sorry, just to finish the thought I had, I was so embarrassed when I went to Denmark, because basically all the tables we had something between 25 and 30 players, I think. And I was the only person which had not brought a fully painted army. So I was really embarrassed.
Wow.
I was really embarrassed because every table had fully painted armies, and I looked at my red Lannisters and I was like, okay, well at least they look the same. Exactly. So So to that point, on your series, on the tournament, and I see a lot of painted stuff there. Is there anything you can recommend to other tournament organizers?
Yeah, so I'm really inspired by Chris Cullen, to be honest with you. Is trying to remember to add an aspect of fun to the tournament. So how can you do that exactly? So it's not just games and player beats player and you have a ranking and you move on. Is there anything else you can do to keep people excited and invested and engaged? So I think something that helped this time around was the High Sentinels request, just to talk over your game with your friends and reminisce and have these epic moments. We also, with our prize support, made sure to reward the people who were in bottom place first, so that it eases the sting of coming in bottom. The people who came in the top all won trophies anyway. That's what they really came for. So it was nice to give out the shirts and the play mat and the boxes to the players who didn't do as well. But Chris had some really cool ideas too. When he ran his event, he had a lot of side things. He had a jar full of tokens that were the plastic limited edition tokens, and if you could guess how many there were, you would win that box. He had a trivia moment in between rounds when it was lunchtime, where you could fill up this sheet full of Song and Advice for trivia, and then if you won, there was some sort of prize for that as well. He got some dice trays made, and he randomly gave them out in the beginning, but then the rule was if you beat this person who had a dice tray, the dice tray became yours. But then if you lost a game, you had to give the dice tray to somebody else.
I like that.
So with all these side things happening during the tournament, like yes, you had the tournament, but you had this other stuff happening too, which kept people engaged and having fun. So that was really, really cool. So I think for tournament organizers, think of what else can you do. The dice you gave us. I forgot to say this. This is one of my favorite things was the dice that you gave us, the hits and crits dice.
Yeah.
The way I gave it out was if you rolled snake eyes on a panic test, obviously you need new dice. So we'd give out a purple and an orange dice to anyone who rolled snake eyes. So it became like fun. If you rolled snake eyes, normally it's tragic, but now you go snake eyes.
Snake eyes. I got a new set of dice.
And it was really fun.
Okay, cool. So how much did you give it? So how
all
much did you
within the first day?
What?
They're all gone within the first day.
So many snake eyes in the first day.
Sets of dice were gone. So many snake eyes.
Crazy.
One of them I think I gave to Alex from Quebec. He rolled 7 ones on his armor saves. He rolled 6 ones, and then a vulnerable token made the last dice become a 1 as well.
I can relate.
A photo of it.
I can relate.
So I was like, okay, it's not snake eyes, but it's just as epic. You need new dice too.
Absolutely. Yeah, so really great to hear that this kind of support is really helpful to have such an event. I'm already in contact with Chris for the Canadian Nationals already, and also I'm in contact with Nazgo from Greece, and from Sweden, and I have so many people reaching out to Hits and Crits now to get this kind of support, to get this. To get stat support, to get the price support and everything. So it's really cool to have this feedback that this is valuable, that this is useful, to get some people excited, right? So this is really great to hear.
It was absolutely was.
Cool,
yeah.
Cool, awesome. So I was really interested when I took a look at the tournament. It took place exactly when I was in Denmark, so I couldn't really follow it the same day. But I checked it a few days later. So what I always do is I check a little bit about the tournament in general. So what I really liked about here, you had a broad picture of factions. The latest tournaments I've played had a huge amount of Lannisters. I mean, here also they dominate right now, but not as much as in other tournaments I've played. So at least you have also a decent amount of Boltons. You had a decent amount of Baratheons, right? Which they are in a pretty not bad place right now, but they have quite a tough time right now against others. Targaryen Martell was surprising, only 8% Martell, so that was kind of interesting. But in the end, really broad picture of factions and lists and commanders.
Yeah, and I I think most of it is just coincidental, but I'd like to believe the fact that we offer a faction prize for best in faction encourages people to take the lesser known factions like neutrals and Boltons, etc. So it encourages diversity, and I really took this from Carlo way back in the day when he ran, I think, the UK GT. They did something similar. But yeah, I think that if you have incentives to bring other stuff, people will respond to those incentives.
Yeah. So that really worked. Then I always check players, obviously, and see who won, and I always checking the lists. And what I felt was really surprising, and let's phase out with this. Or let me tell you guys out there, there are highly interesting lists in here. But what I really liked was actually what Chris brought. And Chris brought two Lannisters, as we already said. And the first list is a High Sparrow list within 2 Pyromancers, which is pretty bold, right? Glass cannons. Probably protected by the Knights of Casterly. Poor Fellows with a champion, always a great combo. So obviously he brought Tivin, because otherwise you need to bring the Poor Fellows, otherwise it won't fit in 40 points. So, but this list isn't the interesting one. The really interesting one is this one. Another Ice Sparrow list, but now there it is. 3 Red Cloaks. 3 red cloaks, a gold cloak unit, and poor fellows. A pretty basic NCU setup, which is okay or basic. I actually really like the Tommen Cersei combo, even though some people say it will stack up your hand. It will fill up your hand too quickly, or it tends to fill up your hand. But I really like it because you can draw the perfect card in each and every moment. But this list is highly interesting. Did you see a game like on the streaming table, or were you able to follow how this list really works? And no, you don't, because I feel the Adam Marbrand in there. So sorry, just that the Adam Marbrand aspect is obvious. The High Sparrow, fine as well, but Sir Robert Strong in red cloaks, I've never seen before that. Never seen that.
Yeah, it's funny because I played Chris online maybe a week or two before the event as his practice, and he had a same setup but different attachment combos. He was really on the Gate Warden at the time. He had, I think, 1 or 2 Gate Wardens. Let me just think here. He's got 4, so one's got to be. I think he had 2 Gate Wardens maybe, and one of the Kingsguard. And he was just telling me about how he loved the Gate Wardens for the extra healing, the rerolls,
they're great.
And so it surprises me to see him switch to this, but it kind of makes sense, like. I don't think he had Adam with me at the time, but you're right. Sentinel with red cloaks makes a lot of sense. And I guess he's just trying to spend his attachment points, right? Because he could make Robert Strong a 1-point attachment and have a turn cloak, or you just go for the raw power of Robert Strong with the extra damage, the tankiness. I mean, it makes that unit.
That's what I think.
A frontline unit, right? So
it makes them a frontline unit.
It's a really cool. So I like it. I like it because red cloaks really don't hit that hard. You're relying mostly on the panic damage. Now with the High Sparrow, with his cards, the +1 to hit Sundering card, that's great, right? So, but outside of that one card, red cloaks don't slap that hard. So it's nice to have a real unit that can cause damage without extra help, really.
Yeah, I really like it. I never thought about the idea to really bait people into the red cloaks with Sir Robert Strong, because together with resilience, they will stay. And together they will do wounds, and each and every time you hit, they will do the justice before that, right? Because you have Joffrey, and that 3 times.
Yeah.
I mean, but again, I felt this list was highly interesting, and I wanted to show it off because Chris won the tournament, and I felt it was highly interesting to see. All right,
yeah. So I'd like to track how many times he used it, but that's another time. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe for another day. So Clarence, was great to talk to you. Was great to find to get more insights how all of this tournament went. And the recommendation is great to always put in a social aspect, a fun aspect. Location is always important. So what can we expect in the future? Give us the last thing we will see in 2026.
I have really been inspired to run a team event in person. I've been part of online team events before, but I'm really looking towards making next year's GCO, Great Canadian Open, a team event. And the organizer has pushed me to say, if you want to run teams, you need to bring 5-person teams, and you're probably going to need 8 teams. That's 40 players. You got 26 this time. Do you think you can do it? And it's inspired me to go to the communities and tell them, this is the plan. We need to recruit. Let's recruit more players. Let's get more Song players out there. I'm painting Lannisters right now, mainly to demo them at the shop. So not only will it be a cool format, it'll also, I think, make us to, try to get more people to play this fantastic game that we play. So we're going to have a practice event in January. We're going to have a mini tournament in April. And from there, we'll see where it goes. But right now, my inspiration is to run a team event in person.
Sounds good. When you say team event, I really have to grab those to show that off. So we are planning. We have a lot of stuff to do with the German Nationals, the German Masters, and like the War of the North is around the corner and everything. But I still feel there is place in Germany at least. Let's see what you're saying. But we built these mats for the Epic game mode. So these will be available.
Cool.
These will be available pretty soon on Playmats, where you can find all the other mats as well. So this is only for Epic, and I'm really planning to have a team tournament where 2 versus 2. So 2 versus 2. We tried this. I don't know, 4, 5, 6 times now, and I always love playing 2 versus 2 in an Epic game mode. I can really recommend to each and everyone. Please try that. Please do it, because it's really fun. It's not like competitive balance.
Yes.
Do not expect the best balance. Do not expect it's fair, but expect a lot of fun, cool synergies, and epic moments. The only drawback is it takes quite a long time. So you can probably do 1 game a day. If you're really crazy too, but that's it. But still, I recommend, please try the Epic game mode 2 versus 2. It really works well.
I've played doubles before in the past, 2-on-2, lots of fun, and I've also played 1-on-1 100-point games, and those shockingly
I never did
were
that.
really fun and scaled up very well. So you got to try it out. It's different. It's cool.
Cool, awesome. So Clarence, thanks for being here. For all you guys out there, I want to give the last thing I want to tell you is, please consider become a patron for Hits and Crits, become a patron for Stats, or both. That's what we like the best, because we will head into a new year in 2026 where we really need your support in these challenging times. So everything you can spare as a patron, please do. We have a lot of benefits for patrons as well. I'm just now, we are just putting together the tatted prints for all the patrons that participated in the contest. So please check it out. We have a lot of benefits for patrons. So we will see you in the next video. I will see Clarence hopefully in the next video. And until we meet again, roll those crits, guys.
Thank you.
Come for the hits and stay for the crits.